We've made it to the end of week 1. It is day 7. We have Molly here. We drove Kat out with that really long Utkatasana yesterday. I promise Molly, 1 minute Utkatasana a day only, no more. So I want you to get on your mat. I'm going to talk a little bit about twisting. You're going to grab one of your blocks and put it to the front edge of your mat. And you're going to grab your other block and you're going to put it between your upper thighs in a tabletop. So whether you like it middle width or skinniest width, totally up to you, but you want a really good firm grip on that block between your legs. And then take your left arm and put it underneath your right side, coming onto your outer left shoulder, and then grab that other block and put it underneath your head. If you don't have a block fairy around, then you just have to do it for yourself. So your head has a little lift, more or less in line with your spine, and your left shoulder is twisting underneath your right side. Now what I want you to do is really squeeze the block between your legs, and that's going to keep your hips square. So hips square, pelvis and lower back stable and safe while your upper body turns around itself. The movement of any twist should be prioritized in the middle and upper back. You can give a little pressure through your right hand so you turn your left ribs underneath you. Good. And then the last thing I want you to think about as you bring a deeper breath into this pose is on every inhale, you work a little extra length. You go for length in the spine, and then you use your exhale as your lungs empty to turn. And then you can back off just a little bit as you inhale. Think a little more length in your spine, crown of head away from tailbone, and then turn with your exhale. And then let's just do one more. Really slow, deep breath in. Spine long, and then you turn, you wring yourself out. Exhale. Okay, come onto your hands and knees, and we'll set up for the other side. Your right arm will thread underneath your left side. The right side of your head comes to the block. Good. Squeeze the block between your legs. Feel your hips square, so the left hip doesn't tilt up here. And then turn your right ribs underneath your left. And your left hand can press down against the floor to give you a little leverage to turn. So twisting and forward bending compress the organs, and then when you release, they're soaked with fresh blood, fresh lymph, like taking a sponge and squeezing it out and then letting it go and flushing it with clean water. This action is really good for organ function. There's all kinds of talk about detoxification, but healthy organ function on a regular basis is the best thing you can do for regular ongoing detox. And then, you get a little sweat in when you get your yoga on, extra credit detox. Reason number 7 to do yoga, daily detox. Okay, one more breath here, Mal. Big breath in. Remember, we lengthen on the inhale, and then a big breath out, and turn your right ribs under your left. All right, go ahead and unwind. Take one block to one side of the front edge of your mat and the other block to the other. Pass through a downward facing dog. And then slowly walk your feet forward to your hands. Take a couple breaths in this first forward bend. And go ahead right away, grab your 2 blocks and put them under your hands, shoulder distance apart, in case your hands don't come easily to the floor. Blocks, remember, best friends. Put them on their lowest height though, because we're gonna use them through this opening practice. And then any amount of bend you need in your knees to make your lower back long, broad, and safe, but still you press your thigh bones back so you open your hamstrings. Find the 4 corners of your feet. You could remember the block you just had between your thighs. Remember that squeezing, that slight spitting back action of the block is gonna turn on your legs into a little internal rotation, will help you lift your quads and work safely in the lower back and back pelvis. Take one more big breath in and a big breath out. And then go ahead and put those blocks a little more towards the outer edges of your feet. We're gonna use them in our first twist in a balancing position, and then step your left leg back. Big step back. If you need to reposition the block under your left hand so it's right under the shoulder, do. And then go ahead and drop your left knee at first. Take your right arm out to the right. Lean into your left hand, and then imagine you had a block between your thighs and start to twist your ribs open to the right. And your head will go along with the twist. You don't need to overlift your eyes. Your eyes can look right to the side wall. And then try not to let your right hip overlift. It's gonna wanna lift, but do your best to hug it in, and then start to turn your ribs around. And then see how it feels to slowly lift your left knee off the floor. As you lift your left knee and straighten that leg, lift the hip with the knee, and then turn your ribs. And then finally, last little bit here, pay attention to your right knee, which likes to waver to the side in these poses. Try and keep your right knee stacked right solidly on the right ankle. And then let's take 2 breaths. Length on the inhale, twist on the exhale. Beautiful, one more. Length on the inhale. Good, Mal. Twist on the exhale. Really nice. Touch your right hand down. Step your left foot forward. Come right into Uttanasana. And let's come into the other side. Lengthen your spine. Step your right leg way back. Reposition the block if you need to, so the right hand's right under the shoulder. Drop the right knee for a moment. Take your left arm out to the left. And then begin to turn your ribs open, but try not to lift your left hip. So you can even think of the left hip turning down slightly, just to keep it neutral, and then you turn your ribs. Back toes tucked. Turn on your lower belly, and then slowly begin to lift your back knee off the floor. Pay some attention to your left knee. Keep it right over your left ankle. Beautiful. Lifting your right hip with the straightening of your right leg. And let's take 2 breaths. Inhaling for length. Back off a little if that feels good. Exhale, turn. One more. Inhale a little more length. And then exhale, turn. Lift your heart open to the left. Really nice. Bring your left hand down and step forward. Lengthen your spine. As you fold, just slide the blocks aside. And then we're going to bring the twist into our little flow sequence we've been working all week. One more time, lengthen your spine. And then let's just remember our transition variations. On this one, fold, scoop your belly, bend your knees, hands to hips, and hinge up to stand. Really strong in your belly, legs, and lower back. Release your arms to your sides. Reach your arms out and up. Big breath in. Firm the belly, bend your knees forward, fold ribs to thighs, fingers to floor. Our second variation, flat back, breathe in. Fold down your legs. This time you'll bend your knees. You'll round up, the arms hanging in the arms reach out and up and overhead. And then hands to your heart or arms open at your sides. Okay, moving through. Reach out and up, breathe in, Urdhva Hastasana. Bend your knees forward, fold, Uttanasana. Take a big step back with your left leg. Exhale, reach your right arm out to the right. 1 breath to twist. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, turn. Good. Bring your right hand down. Inhale. Plant your palm, step to downward facing dog. Inhale, tap your knees to the floor, cow. Same as we've been working. Exhale, round the spine, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, press the floor away from you. Extended child's pose, hips to heels. Inhale right into plank, and we'll hold for 3 breaths to wake up our arms. So hands right under shoulders, belly firm, sideways lifting, tailbone lengthening to your heels, and then the tricky part, biceps spiraling forward, triceps spiraling back, collarbones broad. Good. And then inhale, and then slowly knees, chest, chin. Pull through right into cobra. 3 breaths in cobra. And let's remember the work of the hands. The hands press down and pull back. Remember the work of the shoulders. The outer shoulders hug in and lift away from the floor. And remember, the legs aren't just hanging out here. The pelvis, the legs, the feet are pressing down. Take 1 more breath in. Pull your heart through. Beautiful. And then through bent knees, downward facing dog. Give your right leg a little lift. Breathe in. Step forward. Right foot towards right thumb. Drop your back knee. Arms forward and up or out and up. Anjaneyasana. Hug your right hip in. Keep your pelvis square, and then go ahead and let your hips move forward a little so you open the front of your left thigh. 2 breaths here. Reach your heart forward and up. Remember to wrap the right hip underneath you. Lift your belly to your spine and take 1 more full breath in and out. Very good. Frame your front foot and then start to straighten both legs, hopping the back foot in a little, coming to Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Lower back long, scoop the belly. And the back heel can ground or it can stay lifted in this variation. 1 more breath in, fold down your right thigh, and then step forward right into a flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees and hinge or round up to stand. Big breath in. Tadasana, exhale. Reach out and up, left side, nice and slow. Bend your knees forward, fold, fingers to the floor. Big, huge step back with your right leg. Good. Plant your right hand, left arm to the left. Start to turn to the left, lengthening with your inhale. Turn more with your exhale. Great. Both hands down, inhale, and right to downward facing dog. Right away into cow, breathing in. Press the floor away from you, round to cat. Inhale, cow. Make this a little more of an upper chest back bend, and then press to extended child's pose, hips to heels. Into plank. One breath in, charge your arms, knees, chest, chin to the floor. Pull through to cobra. Good. And then right back to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Remember to keep your hips square. Step forward right to the left thumb tip. If you have to pull your foot there, do. Drop your back knee and come to Anjaneyasana on the left side. Left hip wrapping underneath you, belly firming, and then the heart moves forward and up so the shoulders can move back without pinching your lower back. One more big breath in and out, and then frame your left foot, coming to pyramid pose on the left side. Back foot can hop in a little, the heel can ground, or the heel can stay lifted. Go for length down your left leg, hugging your left hip into the midline. One more breath in and out. All right, step your right foot forward and fold into Uttanasana. Tomorrow we're gonna flow through that seamlessly twice, but for now, we're gonna move into our second twist. Grab a block. Go ahead and put it between your upper thighs, just like we started. It can be on the skinny ways or the middle ways, whatever gives you more squeeze to the midline. Really power your legs and use the squeeze of the block to come to chair pose. Squeeze that block like crazy. Feel it spitting down towards the floor, even as your tailbone lengthens. Scoop your belly, bring your hands to prayer. And then you're gonna start to twist your ribs to the right. But as you twist to the right, I want you to feel your right knee tracking forward. This is a really challenging action. Keeping the hips square and stable, the low back broad and supported as you twist around your midline. And then bring your left elbow to your outer right thigh. Get it as far to the outside as you can. If it rests right on the thigh, that's okay too. Prioritize the squeezing of the block, the squeezing of your hips, the length and stability of your lower back, and then go ahead and turn your upper chest. Yes, really nice. You're gonna press your right leg to your left elbow and your left elbow to your right leg. Let's take one more breath. Big breath in for length. Exhale, turn, 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 turn. Really nice. Put your fingertips on the floor. Forward bend. Shake your head out a little bit. Let your jaw unclench. Okay, second side, bend your knees. Luckily, there's only two sides. Hands to your heart. And then start to twist to your left. Remember, the left knee tracks forward as you twist to the left. Bring your right elbow to the left thigh. If you can get it to the outside of the thigh, even better. But keep your left knee tracking forward. Squeeze the block, lift your pelvic floor, lift your belly, and then turn your ribs. Beautiful. 2 breaths. Lengthen on the in-breath. Turn on your exhale. Good. Squeeze the block. Breathe in, length. Breathe out, twist, 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 twist. Put your fingers on the floor. Fold. Take that block aside. Don't throw it at me. Don't throw it at your screen. Lengthen your spine, breathe in. Okay, moving on. Fold down your legs. Big step back with your left leg. Drop your left knee. Lift your arms and then bring your hands to your heart. So we're kind of bringing these two twists together. You're gonna bring your left elbow outside your right thigh. Now the challenge with the legs separated is to continue to keep your hips square. So left elbow, right thigh presses to elbow, and start to turn your ribs without letting your right hip lift. Maybe you straighten your back leg. Just 3 breaths. Big breath in, think length. Turn with your breath out. Press your right hand to your left hand. Go ahead and try and straighten your back leg. 1 breath in here. Turn with your breath out. Good, last one. Hug your right hip into your midline. Turn with your breath out. And just put your hands on the floor and step to Uttanasana. Left foot steps forward. Let's take a breath. Lengthen your spine. Fold. Step your right leg back. Big step. Put your right knee down. Lift your arms up. Good. Bring your hands to your heart. Scoop the belly and turn. So working the belly well is gonna do wonders for keeping your hips square. Good. Belly to spine. Really nice. Right elbow outside left thigh. Nice. Pull your navel away from your inner left thigh and then slowly begin to straighten your back leg. If you straighten the back leg and you feel crazy wobbly, you go ahead and keep it on the floor. And then 3 breaths. Think length on your inhale. Lean your shoulders to the right a little and turn. 2 more. Big breath in, press leg to arm and arm to leg. Turn with your breath out and take 1 more. Big breath in, turn with your breath out. Really nice. Put your hands on the floor. Step forward, Uttanasana. Take a big breath in, little length in your spine, and then flutter your lips. Shake your head a little, relax your neck and jaw. Bend your knees, sit your butt down on the floor. Slowly, slowly roll down your spine. Plant your feet, lift your hips, lift your chest, give your shoulders a good wrap underneath you, our old friend, half wheel. You can interlock your fingers to give your shoulders a little bit of an extra tuck. One thing I always try and remember in half wheel is to give my tight shoulder, which is my right shoulder, the last tuck. So it stays a little extra pinned under and doesn't slip aside. And take 3 deep breaths. Lift your chest, stamp your feet down. Exhale. Good. So just like in twisting, when we always want to prioritize length before we twist, same in back bending. We want to lengthen and then we back bend. We lengthen and then we back bend. We're always working for length and space in the spine first and foremost. And then anything else we layer on that, back bending, twisting, forward bending, that always comes second to a long, healthy spine. All right, slowly unwind. We're gonna do a short supine twist before we come into Shavasana. Bring your left leg over your right. You can single or double wrap the leg. You're gonna shift your butt a little bit to the left. Move your butt up and over to the left edge of your mat, and then let your knees fall to the right. And then you can just hang out here. You don't have to exaggerate this twist. You could wrap your ribs to the left. You could work on rolling your hips to the right, or you can just let gravity do the job. It's the end of practice. You can take this a little more down tempo. 2 huge breaths. Big breath in. Big breath out. 1 more. Big breath in. Big breath out. And then just unwind. You have to bring your hips to the right a little, back to center. Undo the legs, switch the crossing, single or double wrap your legs. Put your toes down, move your butt over to the right, and then knees to the left, ribs turn to the right. So the reason we shift the hips is so that when the hips turn, you stay on your midline. Your spine is still a nice clean line from tailbone to crown of head. Same idea. Nice, happy, long spine. Twist comes second. 2 more breaths. Big breath in. Big breath out. You can pull your top hip away from you a little. Yes, your left waist will leave the floor. Big breath in. Big breath out. Yes, unwind. Bring your hips back to center. Give yourself a little squeeze. Apanasana. Rock a little on your sacrum left and right if that feels yummy. Shavasana. So whatever you need to make yourself comfortable, hook it up. Take a big breath in your nose. Just release out your mouth. Let all the muscles of your face, your neck, your throat soften. Let yourself be still and quiet for a couple of minutes. Stay right where you are, or make your way into a comfortable seat to close. We're going to come back to the same 6-count breath we worked yesterday, but we're going to insert a short pause at both the top and the bottom of the breath. And the priority here is that you soften when you pause. No gripping, no holding, no tension. So wherever you are, take a deep breath in your nose. Clear out your mouth. Seal the lips lightly and breathe in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just pause a moment and try to relax. And then exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just pause and relax. Again. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause the breath. Out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause and soften. Last round together. In. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Surrender any effort. Out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let yourself be soft and spacious. And then continue like this on your own as long as you have time for. We will see you tomorrow.